Hey, what's up guys, Random here. We're number 4 in my Witch Kit series. This is the last one and covers the Engineer Kit. Again, this is trying to emphasise that you need to think before you hit the spawn button about what's needed, what's going to work best for the map and what your team was short on. Now, with the advent of close quarters and some of the assignments included in that, the Engineer Kit has had some really tasty weapons added. The ACWR and the MTAR are great guns. The ACWR is, well, it's like a laser beam. It's slightly glitched at the moment on the PS3 in that it doesn't cause vibration on your controller. That can take a little bit of getting used to, believe it or not. The MTAR is, well, it's like a baby dragon. It spits bullets out at a massive rate. It's been described as the FAMAS for the Engineer Kit, and if you've used it, you'd know why. The majority of carbines really are just smaller versions of the assault rifle, well, brethren, if you like. The real sort of go-to guns for most people in this class tend to be the AKS-74U and the M4A1. Now, there are plenty of other choices to choose from if you don't find those two to your taste. Personally, I like the QBZ-95. A lot of people don't. I think it's a great gun. It just works for me. So, you know, have a little toy around, choose a few different weapons, maybe go on an empty server and, you know, see which one suits your style best before taking it out in the real world, if you like, in a match game. If you don't normally play this class, I would say stick with the M4A1 AKS-74U to start with, especially if you like the variants on the assault rifle side, the M16 and the AK-74M or whatever it's called, the what used to be the AK-47 anyway, that one. If you get on well with them, you'll probably get on well with the carbine versions. And most carbine versions are pretty reasonable mid-range. If you've chosen the M4A1, the AKS-74U, you'll find that the recoil on them is far more manageable than perhaps some of the other engineer weapons, maybe with the exception of the ACWR, but that is a low magazine and a fairly slow fire rate. It's still a good gun, but if you don't normally play with the Engineer Kit, then I would say stick with the M4 and the AK. The Engineer is the one to choose if you intend to play in vehicles or with vehicles. Now, if you're in a vehicle, the repair tool will be your best friend, as you'll need it more often than not after an engagement with an enemy. And it means your vehicle will be back up to 100% far faster than just letting it heal and you're ready to go back into the fight. If you're going to play with vehicles, then maybe you could think about the mine as your replacement for your repair tool. You know, drop your mines around, put them in high trafficked areas, same as claymores. You don't really want to hide them in a corner because nobody's going to go there. You want to put them where you're going to get heavy traffic. So, you know, choke points are a good place to drop them, or near to flags. Now, also included with the Engineer Kit, you've got a choice of, well, 3 types of rocket launcher. You've got one which is anti-vehicle for the ground, one which is anti-vehicle for the air, and you've got one which will take on and lock ground vehicles. So that being your RPG or SMOR, your eaglet or stinger, and your javelin, respectively. Now, again, look at the map you're on. Look at what type of vehicles are on that map. It would be absolutely pointless taking an eaglet or a stinger onto, say, Grand Bazaar. If you've got a air heavy map like Wake Island or Caspian, you know, even Karg, you can be useful to your team by pestering the helicopters and the jets. It's a lot harder than it was initially when the game was released to get a stinger or eaglet kill, but you do cause bother by using those. As far as the javelin is concerned, and it's one of the reasons I left this video until last, the javelin is probably the prime example of how teamwork is just way and above better than playing on your own in this game. Now, with the javelin, unless you equip, you know, your explosive perk, you get, I believe it's 2 rockets. That's not really very much. Now, it's a big old bit of kit to be lugging around. It makes you more visible. So how do you get benefit from it? Well, as you can see there, the javelin on his back does make him a larger visual target, if you like. So why would you choose that? Well, if you work with your squad and you've got a support guy and you've got a recon guy on your squad and maybe 2 engineers, and the engineers pick javelins and the recon guy picks a SOFLAM and the support guy drops his ammo boxes, you will all benefit from the fact that the engineers have got the javelin. The support guy will get his points for giving you ammo. The recon guy will get points every time he locks a target and every time that target is hit. And the javelin guys are going to be javelin away and killing enemies and destroying vehicles. So it's probably, to me, one of the best examples of teamwork in this game. The benefit of doing that is just massive to your team. I mean, if you can take out a helicopter that's hassling your infantry or your ground vehicles, brilliant, fantastic. It allows your team to move up. Yeah, you get the benefit of the points, etc. as well. But it, remember, is a team game. You play as a team to beat the other team. So working together is just far and above the best way of playing this. Now, with your other bits of kit that you can equip, you've got your mines, you've got your EOD bot, and you've got your repair tool. As I've said, you know, repair tool is there to keep your vehicles in action. Your EOD bot, frankly, I'm not a great fan of Wally. Bless him. He's sometimes very difficult to drive. You know, whether you're in third person or first person view with it, it's a bit unpredictable at times. It gets stuck in the ground, it glitches. It's just not the best thing that I would equip. You could use it if you're playing Rush, and you could put it near to an MCOM, then, you know, stand back a little bit, fight them off. But if they do get to the MCOM and arm it, you could possibly try and disarm it with your EOD bot, but good luck with that. It's much harder than you might think if you haven't tried it. Now, whether you're playing defensively or offensively, again, on Rush would it would affect your choice really as to what you're going to equip. So again, think about that. When you're playing Conquest, look at the ticket count. Look at how many flags your team holds. You know, look at the immediate requirements before deciding whether to equip, say, a repair torch to back your attacking up, or mines to give you more defense. Talking to your squad is key. As with any kit, it's definitely key with the engineer. So I hope you found this little short series useful, and I hope that it helps you to understand the role of each kit just a little bit more. It's by no means a definitive way to play. It's basically just intended to remind you to stop and think before hitting the spawn button, so you come out with the right tools for the job at the right time in the game. Don't be afraid to kit switch either. Sometimes in a game of Rush, for example, the map will alter so much from base to base that it might be wise to consider your options from time to time. Don't feel that you have to play a whole game as one kit. Well, there you go. That's me. Thank you for watching. I'll see you out on the battlefield. This is Random, and he's signing off.